morning, dear students. Welcome to the first lecture of the unit Electrochemistry. For the sake of study, this unit has been divided into 10 lectures as follows. And then the first 3 lectures, which have been written with red ink, have been dealt in the classroom teaching. So today we are going to take the 4th lecture, that is K inverse is called as thickness of ionic atmosphere. Before moving to the present lecture, I would like to give some idea about the things we had studied in first 3 lectures. You must be knowing that we have been dealing with the electrolytic solutions, and electrolytes are of 2 types, weak electrolytes and strong electrolytes. Different theories have been proposed to explain the behavior of these electrolytes, and one of the most important theories is Arrhenius theory of electrolytes. This theory was quite successful to explain the behavior of weak electrolytes, but it had lot of drawbacks and limitations when it was applied to strong electrolytes. That's why there arises need for the theory that can explain the behavior of strong electrolytes, and Debye-Huckel theory was one such theory which attempted to explain the behavior of strong electrolytes. Here are the main postulates of Debye-Huckel theory of strong electrolyte. The theory of Debye-Huckel is based on the assumption that strong electrolytes are completely dissociated into ions in their solution. That is 100% dissociation of electrolytes in their aqueous solution. Second postulate was ions are not completely free even in aqueous solution. There are electrostatic interactions between ions in aqueous solution. These electrostatic interactions result into formation of halo of oppositely charged ions around a given ion, and this halo of oppositely charged ions around a given ion is known as its ionic atmosphere. This was the second important postulate of Debye-Huckel theory. And this ionic atmosphere around a given ion is responsible for the deviation from the observed ideal behavior of electrolytic solutions. This ionic atmosphere results into a symmetry effect and electrophoretic effect that adversely affects the movement of a given ion towards its electrode in presence of external electrical field. These were the main postulates of Debye-Huckel theory, which we had discussed in our earlier classes. According to Debye-Huckel theory, a given ion is surrounded by a spherical haze of counter ions, which is known as its ionic atmosphere. They treated this ionic atmosphere mathematically and found out the thickness of this ionic atmosphere. Here is a picture which shows a positively charged central ion and a spherical haze of counter ions around it or its ionic atmosphere. In our previous lectures, we had dealt with the derivation of this Debye length or thickness of ionic atmosphere with the help of this picture. For your recall, in the forthcoming slide, I am going to give you gist of this derivation. This picture shows a given central ion with certain positive charge Zc, which is present at a certain point, and it is surrounded by its ionic atmosphere in the aqueous solution. And dV is a small part of the volume of ionic atmosphere in the vicinity of central ion at distance r, and psi is the average electrical potential at this volume element. For the derivation of thickness of ionic atmosphere, first we had found out the time average number of cations and anions present in the volume element with the help of Boltzmann distribution law. It was followed by the calculation of electrical charge density in this volume element, and this electrical charge density can be defined as the excess of positive or negative charge present in the unit volume. Then we have arrived at a relationship between rho, that is electrical charge density, and psi, that is average electrical potential in that volume element dV. Then another relationship was established between psi and rho with the help of Poisson equation. With the help of these two relations between electrical charge density and average electrical potential, we came across a new variable K, and K square was established as follows. Finally, the value of K came out to be as follows. The inverse of K is known as thickness of ionic atmosphere.
Students, now we come to our today's lecture, that is K inverse is called as thickness of ionic atmosphere. In this lecture we are going to prove that K inverse is the thickness of ionic atmosphere. This is the value of K calculated in the previous slide. Dear students, let us recall the relationship which was obtained when two relationships between psi and rho were correlated. It is as follows. This is a differential equation that can be solved to get the value of psi, and value of psi comes as follows. Question for psi, A and A dash are integration constants. In order to get the values of these constants, let us consider a situation. As r becomes large, value of psi approaches 0. At the same time, value of e to the power kr also becomes large with increase in the value of r. So there are two opposing things when r increases. One is value of psi decreases, on the other hand e to the power kr becomes larger. So in spite of this increase in the value of e to the power kr, the value of psi approaches 0. It suggests value of integration constant A dash is 0. So this equation can be simplified as follows. For infinitely dilute solutions, K becomes 0 because it depends on sigma Ni Zi square, which becomes 0 with dilution. So at this dilution, the above equation takes the following form. But at the same time, at infinite dilution, potential at a point at distance r from the central ion will solely be the potential of central ion. So this potential psi can be rewritten as follows. Equating these two equations which give the value of psi, we obtained a new equation that can be written as follows. On rearrangement, we get the value of A as follows. On substituting value of A in this equation, we get a new equation for the value of psi that can be written as, for dilute solutions, e to the power minus kr, that is an exponential series, can be written as 1 minus kr. So the equation becomes, look at the above equation carefully. This equation is the key point of this derivation. It is an equation that gives value of psi as the difference of two terms, namely ZCE upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught r and ZCEK upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught. Since this equation gives the value of psi, that is average electrical potential, so both the terms must be the electrical potential. Out of these two terms, the first term, that is ZCE upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught r, is the electrical potential of a charge ZCE at a distance r. But what about the second term? It has got something hidden in it. Let us discuss. The second term, minus ZCEK upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught, can be rewritten as minus ZCE upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught into K inverse. Just what we have done, the K which was present in the numerator has been shifted to denominator as K inverse. Now look at it carefully. You must be remembering the formula that if there is a charge q, then potential of this charge q at a distance r can be given as psi is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught r. Now try to apply this formula to the above term minus ZCE upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught K inverse. So it can be visualized as the electrical potential of the charge minus ZCE at a distance K inverse. By this time you must have got the idea that the term ZCE upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught r is the electrical potential at distance r due to the central ion, because charge on the central ion is ZCE. So please keep it in mind. So dear students, the second term in the expression of psi, that is minus ZCEK upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught, is also an electrical potential term. Since this particular term is independent of R, that means it is the electrical potential of ionic atmosphere at the central ion. That's why R is equal to 0 here, or there is no term involving R. That's why this K inverse is called as thickness of ionic atmosphere. This is the reason that why K inverse is called as thickness of ionic atmosphere, and with this derivation we have derived one more important relationship, and that is electrical potential on central ion due to its ionic atmosphere, which can be written as psi I, and that is equal to minus ZCEK upon 4 pi epsilon epsilon naught. Dear students, we are going to use the value of this psi I in the future derivation of Debye-Huckel limiting law, so kindly remember it. Dear students, this is all from the first lecture on electrochemistry. Here are the main points which were discussed in this lecture, and you can take these points home. The first point is about Arrhenius theory. Arrhenius theory of electrolytes, though explained behavior of weak electrolytes excellently, but it failed to explain the behavior of strong electrolytes. So there was a need for a new theory which could explain the behavior of strong electrolytes, and Debye-Huckel theory tried to fulfill this need. Debye-Huckel theory explains behavior of strong electrolytes on the basis of ionic interactions which persist even in solution. And according to Debye-Huckel theory, ionic interactions are responsible for deviation of behavior of strong electrolytes from ideality rather than degree of ionization. According to Debye-Huckel theory, when a strong electrolyte is put in aqueous solution, it completely ionizes to form ions. But these ions are not independent from each other even in solutions. These ions interact with each other in aqueous solution. As a result, there exists a spherical haze of counter ions around a given ion. This spherical halo of counter ions is known as ionic atmosphere of the given ion. And according to Debye-Huckel theory, this ionic atmosphere is the main reason for the deviation of behavior of strong electrolytes from ideality. Ionic atmosphere around a given ion hampers its movement towards the electrode under the influence of external electrical field in two ways, that is asymmetry effect and electrophoretic effect. As a result, the moving ion slows down and overall behavior deviates from ideality. And thickness of this ionic atmosphere can be given as K inverse, where value of K is equal to square root of 2e square Na into I upon kBt epsilon naught. E in this expression is the electronic charge, Na is the Avogadro's number, I is ionic strength, Kb is Boltzmann constant, T is absolute temperature, epsilon naught and epsilon, these are the permittivity. This is all from this lecture, and here are the references, the books which have been referred to prepare this lecture.